Gary here, as promised, here for my Battle of the Blades number 16. Let's get my glasses on so I can see what I'm doing. Right, just checking it was recording. Let's go through some of the hardware. So I'm using the Boar Omega 49 Professional Boar brush, and that's it there. So, and I've been soaking it in the Sig Solo soaking mug from Greenland. The hardware, let's just go for the razors. As you know, is I've taken them apart, but it's the two Rockwell 6Cs. And the one that's going to go in the gunmetal is the Polsilver Super Iridium blades. So that's the blade that's going in the gunmetal, and the one going in the rose gold, or as Sig calls it, the 007 razor, is Wizamet Iridium Super. So that's the blade that's going to go in the rose gold. So without further ado, I'm going to put them together and get ready for the shave, and I'll be right back. Right, I'm back. Pre-shave today is Proraso Red Sandalwood. And then, in fact, let's just start with this. So this is the Polsilver blade going in the gunmetal, and it just has extra stainless on it. So hopefully you can see that. And I'm going to put that, let's put my glasses on so I can see what I'm doing, on, nearly put it on the wrong plate, plate 3. So there you go, plate 3. Put the washer on. Now the one thing I noticed was there was no glue on the Polsilver blades. Check the alignment, all looks good there. So that was interesting. And then the Wizamet basically say Super Iridium extra stainless steel. So there you go. So that's what the Wizamet blade looks like. And again, that's going on plate 3, as with all my tests. Put the washer on and screw the handle on. Check the alignment. That all looks good. And let's put the brush in the water. So let's just organise myself here. So yeah, there were some glue spots on the Wizamet, but none on the Polsilver blades. So the soap I'm using today is Proraso. I'm going to face lather today because I haven't done that in a while. This might be a disaster because I'm using the Boar brush, but let's see what happens. And I'm just going to lather in the puck. I'm going to load it quite heavily. I don't normally lather in the puck, I normally take a chunk out, but I just felt like doing it this way this time. And I am loading this very heavily because I know what can happen with this particular brush, or any Boar brush. You can just eat the lather. So yeah, the pre-shave is already on, and let's just go for it. This brush is softening up really nicely. It's still got a little bit of scritch in it. I don't use it often enough to break it in properly yet, but it's a nice brush now. When I first bought it, it was quite scritchy, but that's to be expected with a Boar. So I hope everybody had a good weekend. Thanks to all my new subscribers, by the way. I think when I last looked, it was 725, so we're not far off the 750 giveaway. I tend to do giveaways every 250 subscribers, but I give 2 sets of soaps and balms and things like that away as a whole set rather than just a soap, or it's just the way I do it. It gets expensive when you're just doing giveaway every 100 subscribers sort of thing. I'm going to add some water here. So that's 4 sprays. Yeah, so I mean, that's, as I say, I do my giveaways every 250 subscribers, but I always do 2 giveaways, so and hopefully, I know that the Yaki brushes are on the way. The Boti ones, I don't know. I don't know what's happening with those. They haven't recontacted me since asking for my address, so who knows? They may have changed their mind. Yeah, so with regards to the weekend, difficult subject for me to bring up. I might not seem as jolly as I normally am, but over the weekend we lost somebody very close to our family. Way too young. It was a big shock, so we don't know what happened yet, but I'm sure it will all come out after the post-mortem, but sufficient to say it was a hell of a shock. So not a brilliant weekend for me. So Alexandra, rest in peace. I don't know what else to say. Just currently unexplained. We don't know what happened. I mean, her husband came home and found her, and that's all I know. So, but that, yeah, put a bit of a downer on the weekend, that's for certain. But hey ho, life has to go on, as they say. I think this is eating the lather. Yeah, I don't want to dwell on it too much. I like to be fairly positive, but we all have to go through these things in life where somebody passes away. And you just got to have, remember the good times. Ooh. Put that back in there. Big chunk. This is still very dry. But I have gone back to the puck just to make sure we've got enough soap in here. If you hear any noises outside, it's the dog. The puppy is in one of its playful moods. You can't walk anywhere without it tugging on your trousers or your joggers or whatever you're wearing, so he spends most of his time chasing his tail. Right, here we go. So I'm just going to go for it. I'm not going to keep lathering. Polsilver. First pass. Never used either of these blades. Now, after Saturday's shave, I'm going to reserve my judgment because the first pass was actually quite smooth with those blades, with those PAA blades, but the following passes were not. And from the comments, in the comments section, I got the impression that a lot of people have had the same experience that I had, or worse. So I think it was David Cunniff who made the suggestion that I do another Battle of the Blades, but I do a Derby Extra versus the PAA Strangelet or Stranglet blades to see if they're the same. Because if they're the same, then that's probably what's happened, is the PAA have used Derby blades and had them relabeled, but I don't know. You know, it's only they will know. Right, Wizamet blade now. First pass. Right. Very close. Very close. There's more left on this side. And this felt smoother. As to the efficiency, as I say, I'm going to leave that until the end of the third pass. But at the moment, the difference is that there seems to be less beard growth here left than here. Although it's about the same around the neck. And I felt that the Wizamet blade was smoother. They could be exactly the same blade. That's my suspicion, is they might be exactly the same blade. But I don't know. We'll see. Right, let's get on with the shave. So let's add some Aqua to the subject. I'm adding plenty because this is still quite dry. It's eating it. It's definitely eating the lather, as I suspected it might do. Let's have a bit more. Keep going back to the puck. Add some more water in here. That'll do. We'll see if it eats it again. It might do. So, Polsilver across the grain. Very smooth. Very, very smooth. And across the grain on this side is straight up. I would say they're equal at the moment in terms of smoothness. Difficult. I would still say there's a little bit more beard growth on this side than this, but let's just carry on. Oops. So far, I would say both blades are very smooth. Are they the most efficient blades? No. But they are not tugging, there's no resistance, they're cutting nicely. They both feel about the same in general. It wouldn't surprise me if they're the same blades, just with different labels on them. But I like them both, I really do. I think they're great blades, really nice. So against the grain now, third pass. Really smooth. Wizamet against the grain. See how they compare. Pretty similar. In fact, this time I would say there's probably more beard growth in my pickup areas. That's probably down to technique. It could be down to technique. I mean, these blades are almost identical. I would say the Wizamet feel slightly smoother, but there's nothing in it between the two blades for me. But that's my opinion. We're going for the pickup pass, and then I'll give you my final verdict. But I like the blades, I really do. I think they're super smooth. They're not the sharpest blades out there. Not, you know, they're just really smooth, and they get the job done. I bet you after I finish this pickup pass, it'll be BBS. We'll see. That feels great. Right. Use the facial brush. Still a little bit here. That's disappointing. I thought I'd be BBS now. Right. A little bit more. Here, here, and here. So I'm quite surprised at that. be interesting to see how these work in other razors. But that's it. That's me BBS now. Perfect. Okay, I'm going to clean up and I'll be right back. Right, I'm back, all cleaned up. Face feels great. The Proraso, I haven't talked much about the soap because this wasn't really about the soap, it was about the blades. This is a battle of the blade video after all. But the soap, you know, produced a good lather, but the brush unfortunately ate it, which Boar brushes have a tendency to do on occasion. So, yeah, it's just one of those. But very happy with the shave. Time for the cold rinse. Get it cold. There it is. Oh. Oh yeah. Oh, that feels great. I always rinse my head at the same time. It's very refreshing. Right, this is maybe where we'll see a difference, who knows. A little bit of sting here. I would say that it was 2 out of 10 here. Everywhere else there's next to nothing. And almost nothing apart from here. That was maybe a 1 out of 10 on that side. So to me, those blades are almost identical in efficiency, smoothness. I would say the Wizamet is slightly smoother, but that could just be because I was shaving that side of the face, and who knows what the difference is. It was that close. I'd happily recommend either blade to anybody, but it would be interesting to try them in different razors and see how they perform in other razors. But to me, they remind me a little bit of the Astra Greens. They really do. They're sort of I think they'll be an all-round blade that you can use in just about any razor. And both of them, I'd recommend both of them. I can't pick a winner out of those two. I can't even be forced to. I would say that they're almost identical in shave. So, let's wipe this off. Oh yeah. Feels great. On with my usual boots, tea tree and witch hazel. Oh yeah. That feels great. No sting at all on that. I normally get a sting from boots, tea tree and witch hazel, but not this time. I'm going with my rather large bottle of Williams Aqua Velva, because this goes with anything. Oh yeah, I love this stuff. It's a great everyday aftershave, this. Slight burn on this, but I would say 1 out of 10 and equal on both sides. And then I'm going to follow that up. It's Skin Energy, and that's the bottle there. Let it focus. Just making sure, yeah. And then just put some of this in. This has apparently got caffeine in it. Not sure what that does for your skin. But I suppose there are chemists out there that could explain what it does. But it smells nice. It's got a nice, fairly neutral but fresh scent. And it certainly doesn't overpower the Aqua Velva. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of the shave. I would say, out of the two, could I pick one out of the two? And the answer is no. It's a dead head-to-head draw. I couldn't, if I was blindfolded, and I've said before I'm not going to do a blindfold shave, but if I was blindfolded and I had the different blades and different razors, I wouldn't know the difference. So that's it for this Battle of the Blades. I've got at least another 2 lined up, so for the next 2 Mondays there should be a Battle of the Blades unless something crops up. But from me and from the Rockwell 6Cs and this Battle of the Blade, I'll see you on Wednesday for my next straight shave, where I feature a new razor to the den, or it's a new shavette actually. I've got a few new razors that I've got to use, I just haven't got around to using them yet. But yeah, anyway, I will see you on Wednesday for the straight razor shave. Bye now.